Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining our Brightfox webinar about B2B commerce. My name is Sam Gerards, sales manager at Brightfox, working in the Salesforce industry for almost 5 years now. Let's run over today's agenda together. The first 10 minutes we shortly present Brightfox. After that, we dive into B2B commerce solution. Then, my colleague Stefan Planke will give a hands-on demonstration of the B2B Commerce Cloud, followed by 2 customer success stories, and finally, when there is some time left, we can answer your questions. Before we get into the webinar, we wanted to give you a short introduction of our company. We are Brightfox, a dedicated Salesforce competence center and a recent merger between Gen-C and 7 Dots. We are a certified Salesforce Platinum partner active in the Benelux region and have more than 75 experienced Salesforce consultants that deliver state-of-the-art solutions built on the Salesforce platform. As part of the Kronos Group, we collaborate with other competence centers and can rely on a network of more than 5,000 technical specialists in a wide range of business domains and technologies. We are headquartered in Contig for the Belgium offices and in Amsterdam for the Netherlands. Since 2019, we obtained the Salesforce Platinum Partnership status. In essence, this is the quality label given by Salesforce, which you can acquire by reaching a certain score of different parameters, such as customer success, Salesforce expertise, and partner value score. Additionally, we are also active as an ISV partner, meaning we dedicate ourselves to create custom extensions or packages and make them available on the App Exchange in order to further increase Salesforce functionalities. As mentioned before, showing here our Salesforce expertise with more than 220 Salesforce certifications within different domains and Salesforce solutions. As we dedicate ourselves to customer success, we offer the following services to our customers. Strategically, we introduce the notion of business process optimization, which is covered by the strategy and audit services we provide. We assist our customers to reach their goals with the Salesforce platform solutions. The biggest part of a Salesforce implementation track is the setup service, which we cover implementation aspects like provisioning tailor-made Salesforce instances, but also integration aspects such as connecting Salesforce to websites, web shops, and ERPs. At the end of the implementation track, it becomes clear that a group of users needs to be trained. We therefore provide training and support for new and existing Salesforce customers so they can get the most out of their Salesforce instance. Let me go to today's panel. I'm joined by my Brightfox colleague Stefan Planke, Salesforce Solution Architect and B2B Commerce Lead within Brightfox. We have also, from Salesforce side, Francisco Baudouin, Account Executive for Commerce Cloud, and normally also a solution engineer, Paul van Drunen, would have joined, but unfortunately he wasn't available today. Some quick guidelines before we start. During the webinar, all attendees will be in listen-only mode and questions can be posted in the site. At the end of the webinar, we will have some time to answer your questions. I will give the floor now to Francisco to give you an idea of the B2B commerce.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Sam. And again, thanks everyone for joining. I'm Francisco Baudouin, Account Executive for Commerce Cloud in the Benelux region. And as said, I'd like to give you an introduction on our B2B commerce solution and how it helps B2B businesses. And we're looking forward to hearing any questions or comments from you later on. Before I begin, just a quick note that you should base your purchasing decisions on products and services that are currently available. As in more Salesforce presentations, we often tend to speak about vision and roadmap, so that therefore it's important to give this statement. We always want to say thank you to you, our partners, customers, and other members of our ecosystem, especially in these hard times, for working with us and making the time to join this webinar. I'd like to start with setting the context around B2B commerce. As you all know, business is rapidly changing in the fourth industrial revolution, where we see an increasing impact of technologies like IoT, AI, and also other rapid developing new innovations. However, what we often see is that the key priorities for companies haven't changed. Companies are still focused on selling more, gaining more market share. They are still focused on the customers, meeting and exceeding their expectations, lowering the costs, and they also always want to stay ahead of the competition and obviously not to be disrupted. But while these key business priorities have stayed the same, there's been a big shift in other areas that we see. A couple of examples I'd like to highlight. New competitors. There's new competitors entering the market like Amazon and Alibaba that are starting to sell to business buyers online, disrupting whole industries. There's also new business models. Instead of 5-year plans, companies now need to be agile and able to quickly pivot as new technology comes out and as new developments are arriving in the market. New technologies is of course big, a move to the cloud for businesses and loads of new other innovations and technologies that we are using all in our everyday life that are also heavily impacting the B2B business world. Of course, it's clear a big change has also come with today's crisis, where lockdowns are impacting consumers and businesses across the globe. Some businesses have halted, whereas others have seen much lesser impact, of course, depending on the industry. But all of them, I think, are forced to rethink how they do business and how they form a relationship with their customer. In our conversations, we still daily have with different organizations, they tell us roughly about the main challenges. Of course, there's often no direct to consumer channel, which for some brands that are manufacturing consumer products can be a challenge. There is a clear pivot and a need to shift to online experiences. Of course, the heavy impact also on how we do sales. So there's no face-to-face in the B2B sales environment. So they pose themselves the questions, how can we stay nimble and shift to meet the changing customer demands? How can they replace in-person experience to quickly meet a different demand? How can I still deliver a connected commerce journey? And how do I lower my cost to sell while expanding my reach with no face-to-face sales teams? So these are some examples of questions that we see, and they're also asking how technology can help them and play a role in this. This, while already the B2B customers' expectations have been changing rapidly and are still doing so. As an increasing part of the workforce is digitally native, they expect the same experience as they do in their B2C consumer life. Your customers have high expectations. Research has shown that 89% of business buyers said that the buying experience is as important as the products and services a company offers. This was actually 5% higher than consumers, so the shift there is even bigger. Of course, you see a big change if you look at what happened yesterday and in the past with analog and fax and more manual work, whereas today that is much more focused on self-service, digital and mobile. There was usually one single channel for purchasing, whereas right now there's a consistent experience across many channels going on, and that's what your buyer is expecting. Now in the past there was a low bar for digital experience, whereas now it has to be personalized, branded in a beautiful way. Again, where they're taking the example of their own B2C consumer experience and replicating that to their B2B business buyers experience. On the business side, things are changing, and what we often see is that the technology in place in organizations is not keeping up with that. If you think about it, business systems and IT are traditionally on-premise. They're much more centered around the product, ERP systems, tools like that. And at the same time, the customer's expectations have been shifted. So this has created a gap that requires business technology, a platform that is equally focused on your customer's engagement and behavior, and not only on the product, to make sure that you can cater to the expectation and needs in a much better way, whether that be within marketing, sales, service, but definitely also in commerce. Salesforce has been helping companies close this gap since 1999, when we started with Sales Cloud, further expanding this into service and marketing automation, from which most of you might know Salesforce. As you know, we are cloud native. We are the only true multi-tenant platform, meaning that you're always on one and the latest version. Whether you're a startup or an enterprise, you're always using the same most innovative version. And since 2 years back, we have strongly believed in the need for B2B commerce and have acquired this company called CloudGrace and added this to our platform, further develop it, which is today a leading B2B commerce solution, and that's what we're focusing on today. So with all these new technologies and disciplines that we've added over the years, we are offering a complete customer success platform where sales, service, marketing, and commerce can be tied together to gain a true 360 view of your customers. These customers could as well be dealers or partners, other stakeholders that you're working with at your company that you need to create this 360 view of. All of these areas we are using and deploying those while leveraging mobile, AI, and other capabilities out of the box that we think are essential in today's business environment. If you look at Salesforce B2B Commerce, it's centered around 3 pillars. Firstly, increasing sales while at the same time reducing the cost to serve. Secondly, exceeding the customer's high expectations. So that's a much more service-focused approach. And thirdly, innovate faster. So implementing a B2B commerce platform of Salesforce can be as quick as 8 weeks, a couple months, rather than much larger deployment periods. And these 3 pillars I'll be taking you through shortly. For many companies, a large amount of revenue comes from a small set of customers. So that means that's frequently a long tail of customers, potentially 80% of the customers making up 20% of the revenue. So we see very often that this is a very interesting play for B2B commerce, where your sales team can easily reach those small customers, having them order online without the need to spend a lot of time on all of those small manual orders. As well, research shows that 85% of customers don't want to interact with sales or service for reorders and common things that they do all the time. This actually means that your larger customers, so your key accounts, will also love placing orders and reorders online, and sales can spend more time on higher touch activities. A couple of the features that increase sales is the fact that you can integrate the online selling with the sales rep, so they know exactly what accounts have ordered online and what they're selling them in their own engagement. There's a possibility for rapid reorder and personalization. So it is with your specific negotiated pricing, a catalog, and also recommended products. Some of these elements will also be touched upon in the demo. We've talked about how important it is to meet and exceed your customers' expectations. Salesforce B2B Commerce will empower you to provide a true service experience, because it's not only about transacting and selling. For some companies, it might be more of a transactional approach, but often it's also offering a more service experience, servicing knowledge articles, other content, and for example, live chat to allow your B2B buyers to have a much more B2C experience. So it's really bringing that B2C experience philosophy to this B2B commerce, because of course we have to cater to specific B2B needs that we don't see in the B2C space. One very important one, innovate faster. As I said, our platform is able to go live in weeks or months rather than endless deployments, and this obviously has a significant impact on the TCO, which will much often be lower. The reason for that is that our platform can be deployed with rather clicks than heavy code, while leveraging a lot of out-of-the-box capabilities that are specifically needed for B2B commerce. Of course, depending on what your business goals are, but below, under the screen, you can see a range of out-of-the-box features that we can deploy very quickly. If you look at scalability, Salesforce has 3 updates each year, and we have a robust pipeline of innovation, often centered around AI and other newest developments. So while you focus on your business, we provide you with cutting-edge innovation. Since there are some aspects that we don't do ourselves, that could be PIM, payments, or tax, we have certified app exchange where third-party apps can be provided in combination, of course, with what partners like Brightfox can offer. Last but certainly not least, trust is the overall Salesforce #1 value. So you can be confident in choosing us as a business partner if you're talking about a reliant platform, scalability, bugs, problems, issues. That's something that we're always very, very strongly focused on to make sure that is going all right. With that, I'd like to hand over to Stefan for the demo.
Thank you, Francisco, for the great overview about B2B Commerce Cloud. I'm Stefan Planke. I'm a solution architect from Brightfox, and I will go through the B2B Commerce demo today. Before I start, my demo is going about a non-existing company called iFox, who is a manufacturer and a seller of new energy products. So you need to think about solar panels or wind turbines. And before the all-known COVID-19, our sales was mostly known about 60% about our salespersons going to the clients and coming back with orders. So really physical sales. And the other 40% was about emails and phone calls about reordering of existing orders by customers. So with the lockdown, we had a big problem. Our sales could not go to the customer. So iFox decided to implement B2B Commerce Cloud to have an online platform where their customers can still have the same experience as before. So they have decided to use B2B Commerce Cloud from Salesforce, as Francisco said, because of the easily to click and drag and drop to create the template. So it was in weeks and not in years that we can go live. So now I will give the demo. Can I have presentation, please? Yes. And I will remove the screen. Okay. So I'm now logged in as a customer of iFox. So it's Lauren. So say logged in, you have different possibilities. You can have a website where you don't have to log in. So then you have a non-personal thing of your web store, but you have still a web store where everyone can create cards, orders, payings, and just play with your product and catalogs. Or you can have a private environment where the user has his own experience. So you can change the look and feel, the product, the prices, because it's linked with your CRM, Salesforce, or another CRM, depending on APIs, so communication layers that you have communication with another CRM environment. So I'm now logged in as Lauren, and when I see in the blue bar on the top, I have some options. Commerce is multi-language, so if you have multiple languages, like in Belgium, French, Dutch, German, English, user can change, but normally it will be the language of the user that's logged in. So it will be default in French if it's a French-speaking client. I can log out of login. I have my account, so it's my personal environment in the B2B store. So I will explain it and go into there later in the demo. But there you can see all your orders or your cards, changing your addresses, your name, etc. You have some quick order possibilities. So if you know the SKU of product, you can easier create new orders. And last but not least, I see that I will move this. I have also my cards. Underneath, I have my menu where I have my catalogs where I can choose. I can about us, contact. You can also go to community pages if you have already some communities. From your B2B store, you can go to the community and it could be the same user that's logged in, etc. And of course, a search product where I can just search a product that I want. Underneath, you see a bar. So that's an image where at this moment, it's a promotion. We have a lockdown promotion of 20% for wind turbines. It could be movies that are starting or news items. So you can add some really interesting info for the customer. And again, it is info for Lauren. So it could be different info for different persons. What I see for the rest is my recently orders. As Francisco also said, it's very important in B2B is that a lot of the time it's a reorder. So the main focus is the reordering. So you see, okay, on which date, which product, the amount, and with 2 clicks, I can create a reorder. So I click reorder, it's coming in my cart, we'll do it directly. I can change my amount and I can go to the checkout. So 2 clicks to reorder an order, and it could be an order of 1 product, but could all be 10,000 of products that you will reorder at the same time. There's another possibility is using templates, and you can use it both together or one of each other. So my template is more that you can create some shopping lists, and depending maybe on warehouses, locations, clients that you have, you can create some shopping lists. So if I take another one, it's a shopping list where I give my quantity and add it directly to my cart. There's also a possibility to have quick ordering, is that you create some templates. As iFox can put some product in the spotlight. Also, this is depending on the client who is logged in. And also you see it here that I see my prices. Because it's linked to the CRM, we have there the catalog, we have there the products that the customer is interested in, but also the prices of that customer. So he sees in the B2B store his prices. So $10,596 instead of $12,100, etc. The same for top categories, future products. So you can add products in the spotlights as you want. I will create a reorder. I will take that one with one product in it. So I click on reorder. At that moment, he will put that product in my cart. I see it here. And I can still change the amount if I want, or going straight to the checkout. I will go to the checkout because I will do some other things. I will look at my products. So I go to my catalog, or I can make a search. I will do all products. So now I'm really in the catalog, and I can there find the products I need. So I see the full catalog. It could be in a cart view or in a list view. And also I can filter here on the products I want. So if I only need replacement parts, I click on the replacement part, and it's filtering depending on the choice I have. So every specs of products can be used to be filtered to find the right product for the customer. I go back to my home page. Also here, I can put products in the cart, get more information, etc. I go to my spotlight products. There are different types of products. So you have a bundle product where you have a bundle price, and a bundle can exist about one or multiple products that will be sell on the same price. You can have a product that you need to configure. So it's depending on the configuration, which price you will pay. You can have normal products. You can also have recurring products. It could be like licenses that you need to pay, that it's recurring every year. And the recurring can be an invoice, like licenses. Every year you receive a new licenses. Or it could also be an order. Take that you have a product that needs to be renewed after each 6 months. Then the system you can create a recurring product, and each 6 months the system will create an order for that product automatically. So that's always ordered and delivered on time. I will first go to my solar panel. That's one product. That's a product that we can change the configuration. So it's like a PC or a car that you can change. So you have different configurations. I can choose, okay, I want this size. I want them in white, no controller, quantity 1. And I can add it. And at that moment, I add it not in my cart, but in a sort of batch. So I can have multiple configurations that I order at the same time. So I can now change. Also, I want it in black, and a double controller, and also one item. You see that my batch is adding my different configurations, and then I can add it to my cart. So I'm putting these 2 products in my cart. What do we see? Images. It could be one image. It could be multiple images if you want to show your product in other colors or in other different views of the product. I get more details. You can put some documentations, so documents that is interesting for your customers. All the specs that you want, that's it's visible. Also movies, if you want to show a movie about your product, all that is standard in B2B Commerce Cloud. And you can also put some related products that you say, okay, if you buy this, this product could be interesting to buy as extra product. I will go back to my home because I need another product. I go to my large turbine. This is a product that I have a tier price. So what is tier price? Or tier price is that you can say, if you buy X amount of that product, you will get another price. So normally it's $12,000 for that product. I have my own price of 10,500 because it's my catalog that I received, so my price. And I have also my own specific tier price. So now it's one, I pay 10,000. When I say I want 15 of them, then the system will show that you are in this tier and you will pay $9,000 per unit. Here the same details, documents, specs, product media, related products, and I will add these to my cart. But also nice in B2B commerce, you can also say that some products are not in stock anymore or are removed from manufacturing, like this battery, for example. There, then you can show a pop-up that says, okay, that's the product, the other product that you can use. So you can click on that product and then order that product. It is a normal product. So when I say normal product, it's just a product where the only thing you can change is the amount of the product that you want. I will also add it to my cart. I can always put it in a template, as I have shown you before. So I can say, okay, this product, I want to add it to my warehouse template. It's also possible, like in B2C, to work with reviews, so that products can be reviewed on your store, and that other clients can see, okay, if it's a good product or not a good product, and what are the reviews of other customers. I go back to my home. So now when I look, I have 20 items in my cart. That's all my items. So 20, it's the amount of products. I can go to my account. So it's my personal environment where I can see my data that that the CRM has for me, and where I can change my data. So I see, okay, I'm Lauren. I have my contact information. I can edit my profile. I can change my passwords if I don't remember it or I want to change it. Manage address books. So it's address books that you can use during the checkout. So when the checkout, when you say, okay, I want to deliver it in that location, you can use address books, and here you can manage your address books, adding addresses for shipping, for billing, and remove it or change it. So you can here manage your addresses. The same for my cards. You see your active cards. So that's a card that's now active, and that's other empty cards that I had. So I can remove them, I can change them. The same for my orders. I can see here all my orders that I have placed in the past. I can reorder it, like on the home page. I can amend it, so reorder with a change. I can cancel. That's also something that you need to see if your store needs to have, or that your user can cancel an order. Of course, it will be only visible depending on the status of your order. Subscriptions. So you can see here your subscriptions, your licenses or other subscriptions that you have. My wallet is everything about payments. So if you have stored on which PO it's needed to be, which credit card is used, so you can store there, and also the invoices. So if you also have invoice data in your B2B Commerce Cloud, users can also see their invoices, if it's paid, it's not paid, and they can pay it here if you have APIs with payment tools. So they can just say, okay, I paid now with PayPal or something else that you can integrate with. So that's my account of my personal environment. So that's the advantage, of course, when you are logged in, that you have that area to see all your data or personal information. I will now go into a checkout. So I have my products. I can see it in a bigger screen cart, where I have the possibility to send an email with my cart items. If I need an internal approval of this cart, you can say, okay, I email it to a certain person. I can create a template based on all these products. Then I create a template with all these products in it. I can update my cart. I can, of course, continue shopping. And if your store or your company wants, you can also add a button to request a quote. So then the user won't do a checkout, but will ask for a quotation for the product that he has ordered. You can also work with the discount codes. I have the lockdown 20. On that moment, it's some discount codes that you can give on users at special moments, like here the lockdown. And I don't know if a person has seen, but my subtotal has changed. It's, I had a reduction of 20%, but only on my turbines, because this discount code is only for turbines. So you can have discount codes on specific product, specific users, or on the whole cart that you say, okay, you receive just 20% on the total amount of products. I will check out. So I have told you the checkout, the first step of the checkout will be the addresses that's giving in. The address will be, or the date will be filled in by default, because we know that it's Lauren, so it will be filled in by default. But if you want to change it, you can go to the address book link here. Then you choose an existing other address, or if it's a one-time delivery location, you can just type it in, and then it's just a one-time change of your address. You have billing address, shipping address, so you can fill it in. I will leave it as it is because it's correctly for me. Then I come in the second step is shipping information. So here I can choose which shipping methods I want to have. It could be done with a standard component of B2B Commerce Cloud, or you can use also here an API, so a connection with an external or internal tool that will give you back the needed information. We have customers who is doing their own transportation, and then depending on the products and the weight and extra information, they give here how many trucks they will need to have, the price, and when the lead time of the delivery time will be possible. So you can do it with an API of FedEx or just with a standard component. So now I have here the choice to two types. I will just choose FedEx Ground. It will cost me $12. What's also specific in this cart is that that's only taking account the products that need to be shipped. I have asked 15 large turbines. It will not be sent by FedEx. It will be a transportation due by iFox on our price, so we will deliver it to the customer. So it will only take account about the little product that I can send with FedEx, of course. I can add some shipping notes, so extra information that's needed for the shipping partner. So maybe a delivery at the back door or something else. And then a requested delivery date. So here we take in account the lead time of products or the lead time that we received from the shipping from FedEx. If they say we can only deliver in 3 days, then the first day that you can choose here will be today plus 3 days. All this you can do on cart level, like we do it in the demo, or you can group your products and make some different delivery addresses and delivery dates of methods depending on your group. So you can say, okay, 2 products will be delivered Monday, and 2 other products will be delivered on Friday. The one by air, the one by ground. So you can make some different groupings for shipping. I choose tomorrow, fast as possible, and I accept the terms. Then I had an order review. So it's a review of all my information where I can do the latest changes. So I see my buyer information, my shipping information, my billing address, my coupons that are used, shipping address. I can still do some edits. I see my products. I see that this is a product that it's depending on attributes. So I can also see still see my attributes. So the size, the color, the controls, etc. I see that this is a larger bin is a volume pricing applied. So it's a tier pricing. I see my battery, I see my subtotal, the price of my shipping, TVA if it needed, my grand total. I can still go back if I want to change something, or I do click on edit. For me, everything is okay. So I go to the payment information. On hold at checkout, we can add or remove steps. We have a lot of clients who say, okay, in B2B commerce, it's always invoice, so we don't need a payment layer. So then we remove the payment, and your checkout will be a step, it will be 3 steps in place of 4 steps. What we also can do is saying, okay, when it's in a reorder, then maybe we don't need to have the user information of order steps. So then we jump to directly to shipping or to order review. Here on the payment, I can choose on my wallet. So my credit cards I already had, or I can add a credit card, a purchased order that I want. I will say I will do it on this purchase order, complete my order. And that is a step that the order is really created. So now it's definitively, I have my order placed in the database of iFox. I get an overview. I get also an email with all my information. So I see it's placed. That's the order number internally for iFox. I can go to my order history. I see again all my information, the products that are sent. The total prices, I get it again in my in an email. And now it's very important, right? It's really, when you have Salesforce CRM, it's directly also available in that environment. So if I go to Salesforce, for the person who already have Salesforce, it's a known view. It is in Lightning. So when I'm on my contact information, this is from Lauren, I'm now a CRM, but not Lauren anymore. So now I'm CRM or a service person. I see Lauren Bailey. I see all her details, her communication that we had with her. I see sales, service, field service, marketing information. That's all other environments from Salesforce. But the thing that's important is I see also commerce. Because as a sales rep, I see directly my own order that I created or opportunities, but also everything that the user is creating online. For a service person, I see also the extra data. If I had the person on a call or in live chat, and they say they have a problem with their card, well, I can go to that person and check her card and make changes. I will show it. So I have here somewhat extra information. When I refresh it, it will become a little bit more of amount that she have ordered. I see all my orders, so also they're from today. So I can go in, I see all the information of the order. I can go to related to the lines. So sales, service, they have always an overview of, okay, this order, these groups, these invoices are linked to that order. So they have all the information in Salesforce or in another environment if we can connect with APIs. I will go one back. Internet is the page will refresh. So when you have the person on call or in a chat, you can take a look of a card, adding some data, making some changes. Yeah, I see it here. It's an empty card, but so I can here go to related, add some data. So I have all the possibilities. Yeah, to make changes. They're very powerful, of course, when you have already Salesforce Sales Cloud, that it's integrating with each other without any code that you need. I think that's all my demo. If you have questions, you can always ask some questions in the chat, and we will go in when we have time for questions. We will go through them. Thank you. I will give again the word to the next speaker.
Thanks a lot, Stefan, for the interesting demo. Let me just wait until the screen is there again. Thank you. So because of the time, I will just focus on one customer example that I wanted to highlight here to see if we have some time left for wrap up or questions. Solvay, probably a company many of you know. It's a global chemical company headquartered in Brussels, and they focus on specialty chemicals and advanced materials. And I just want to shortly go through the challenges they faced and how the Salesforce solution, B2B Commerce combined with our CRM, helped them with that. Solvay collaborates closely with most of their customers that are large manufacturers to develop and produce chemical materials to perform specific jobs, such as plastic car parts for a demanding temperature range or other very specific use cases in manufacturing. On the other hand, their smaller customers need specific high performance materials as well, but they order more readily made parts off the shelf, but it's still a very complex product. Inside sales has to spend a lot of time on the phone helping low volume buyers to figure out the right material and then taking orders one at a time, often using a series of emails, phones, etc. While they deployed Sales Cloud and their spreadsheets, it was still time consuming for both buyers and sellers, and also disproportionate if you looked at the volume of customers that were buying small amounts. So by adding the B2B commerce platform, there was a solution for them. Before, they also tried platforms like Alibaba, but the sales there were disappointing, also through other trade sites, and mainly also because customers need a lot of information about Solvay products and how to apply them before they can actually make the purchase. So B2B commerce was really a solution for them to give this long tail of customers instant access to the information online, to really provide a guided selling approach, and then to also be able to have this option to purchase online. It was also a great way to scale this automation. So what you saw is that a lot of the sales reps that were previously spending a lot of time on those manual work on those long tail customers could now focus on their key accounts, still providing them the service to really keep that engagement up, and at the same time also offering them an additional online sales channel. that's what I roughly wanted to highlight. We'll pass this one shortly to just have a quick recap. As said, our solution is very much focused on speed, innovation, and agility. I think those are the elements that we hear over and over as reasons to choose for our platform. So the fast implementation and further rollout, so a quicker but also higher ROI. It's native to the cloud, which means that innovations and deployments and adjustments can easily be made. So that's rather focusing on clicks rather than heavy coding. Of course, we have examples where they really want to customize it and there's a lot of development involved, but the main approach to start with is always to go fast with rather clicks than codes. The innovation part, you're always on one version, allowing you to innovate fast. So you don't have to worry about migrating to a next version to make sure that you can leverage all the innovations. No, you're always on the latest version, and we allow you to use and apply those new innovations. With that, I'd like to see, I don't think there's any questions. Sam, I'm not sure if you see any popping up. I think we can wrap it up since there's no questions then.
Yeah, for the moment, no questions coming in. If there are some, yeah, you can always send them to us or give them offline so we can take them separately after this webinar.
Yeah, for sure. Again, thanks all of you for joining. I just wanted to highlight two resources that could definitely be interesting, not only within the B2B commerce context, but also within the special times that we are dealing with. So we have ebooks and other resources on commerce, but also a blog with reoccurring webinars from our Leading Through Change sessions. These can all be found through our website. So please don't hesitate to have a look at those. And then finally, if any of you would like to hear a little bit more about B2B commerce, or of course the wider Salesforce platform, or discuss your business goals regarding commerce and your challenges, perhaps, don't hesitate to reach out to any of us, Sam, Stefan, myself, or Paul. And then we definitely hope to hear from you. Thanks a lot from my end.
All right. Thank you to all attendees, Stefan, Paul, Francisco, for the support for this webinar. As Francisco said, if you are interested in our B2B approach, you can certainly reach out to us. This webinar is also recorded, so we can share it with you afterwards. And it will be made available shortly after this session on our website. And yeah, thank you all for joining.